Roman outposts fell under constant attack, ambushed under the cover of night by cunning and ruthless enemies. Centurion Quintus Das led one such outpost, faithfully serving for 2 years. As a gladiator's son, he knew the brutal struggle for survival. To Das, the Picts were dishonorable foes, fighting only from the shadows. One fateful night, they stormed his outpost, killing everyone. Das was spared and taken prisoner, as the Picts believed his knowledge would be useful. At the same time, General Titus Flavius Viral of the 9th Legion was drinking with his men. After wrestling a rival soldier, Viral injured him, sparking a brawl. The next morning, a messenger arrived with grim news. The outpost Das commanded had fallen. Soon Agricola, the Roman governor of Britain, ordered Viral to lead a campaign into Pict territory, with instructions to kill their king and leave no survivors. To guide them, Agricola provided a native mute tracker named Etane. While in captivity, Das was tortured but withheld all information. He found a weak point in the barn and managed to escape. Meanwhile, Viral's legion marched north, preparing to crush the Picts. On the way, soldiers harassed the silent Etane, but she refused all advances. After days on the march, Etane spotted Das fleeing from 3 Pict horsemen. Viral's men intervened, killing the pursuers and rescuing Das. The following morning, the legion continued through a foggy forest. When a tree crashed onto the path, Viral knew it was a trap. He ordered his men to form ranks as Das rushed to the rear, warning of an ambush. Flaming boulders rained down, scattering the Roman formation. In the fierce battle that followed, nearly all of the 9th Legion was slaughtered, and General Viral was taken captive. Das fought valiantly but was thrown from his horse and buried under the fallen. In the aftermath, it was revealed that Etane had betrayed them, having led the Romans into an ambush. Later, a Roman legionnaire veteran named Bot found Das alive among the bodies. A few soldiers survived, Mocker, Leon Tox, and a cook. Determined to rescue Viral, Das proposed a stealthy mission. The group pressed on, avoiding detection. By a river, they witnessed a Pict hunting party kill 2 Roman stragglers. Bot wanted revenge on Etane, but Das urged caution. The group hid in a cave, sharing stories by the fire. Meanwhile, in the Pict camp, Viral endured torture. King Goron revealed that Etane had always served the Picts, and she had joined the Romans only to one day betray them. Etane's hatred for the Romans was born from tragedy. Her village was razed, her father executed, and her mother violated by Roman soldiers. Mutilated and left voiceless, she vowed revenge, infiltrating Roman ranks to destroy them from within. That night, Das and his men infiltrated the Pict camp, killing guards silently. They reached Viral, but his chains held firm. Accepting his fate, Viral ordered Das to save the others and ensure their return to Roman soil. Just as Etane arrived, Goron's son was killed. At dawn, King Goron gave Viral a sword and forced him into a duel with Etane. Though skilled, Viral was no match. He impaled him with a spear, ending his life. With the fugitives fleeing deeper into enemy lands, Goron ordered Etane to hunt them down and bring him their heads. Das and his companions trekked through freezing mountains. Mocker grew frustrated with the group's slow pace. When Tarak, one of the soldiers, broke his leg, Das and Brick refused to abandon him, dragging him along. At a cliff's edge, they were trapped, forcing them to leap into the river below. Tarak, hit by arrows, drowned. Separated from the others, Mocker and Tox swam farther downstream, escaping a pack of wolves. Meanwhile, Das, Bot, Leon, and Brick reached the shore. Leon fell ill, and the group stopped for the night. Sensing Etane's pursuit, they crossed the river to ambush her party. In the enemy camp, they killed several Picts and captured one for interrogation. They learned that Etane was closing in, using the same tracking methods they had employed. Soon after, she found them, killing Leon and wounding Bot, who was left to bleed out. Das and Brick tended to his wound and continued their escape. Elsewhere, Mocker and Tox were still being hunted by wolves. When Tox stumbled, Mocker, fearing for himself, injured Tox's leg and abandoned him to the pack. Meanwhile, Das, Brick, and Bot stumbled upon a secluded shack in the woods. Inside, they met Ariana, a Pict exile thought to be a witch. Though wary, Ariana trusted Das and treated his comrades' wounds. She revealed that her own people had scarred and exiled her. Grateful for her kindness, Das left behind a small wooden horse as a token of thanks before continuing his journey. When the group reached an abandoned Roman fort, they discovered an order declaring the army's retreat to Hadrian's Wall. Das felt disheartened, realizing they were truly alone. As Etane's warriors closed in, Das prepared for a final stand. In the ensuing battle, Brick was mortally wounded, and Bot killed a pick warrior. Das confronted Etain, eventually overpowering and killing her. The next day Das, Bot, and Tox resumed their journey toward the fort. However, Tox betrayed Das, attempting to silence him over the death of Goron's son. In a brutal fight, Das strangled Tox to death. Bot reached the Roman fort ahead of Das, but was mistaken for a Pict and killed by Roman archers. When Das finally arrived, he reported the fate of the 9th Legion to Agricola. Fearing the truth would undermine Roman authority, the governor ordered the story buried. Agricola's soldiers attempted to silence Das, but he killed 2 of them and fled, wounded but alive. Seeking refuge, Das returned to Ariana's shack. When she greeted him with a kiss, he knew that although the battle was over, his journey had only just begun.